In the Kadar starfield, there was a planet inhabited by a species known as the Blood Demon Clan. Their population reached tens of billions, and the crimson-red creature just now was one of them. In the previous era, this race had produced a monstrous being known as the Blood Demon Behemoth. Exuding a murderous aura that could shake the heavens, it relentlessly devoured surrounding planets. In the end, it took an alliance of high-level beings from multiple starfields to finally bring it down. At that time, the Blood Demon Clan was nearly wiped out, but now, their numbers had grown even larger, and the Blood Demon Behemoths had become even more terrifying. This time, they were preparing to launch an invasion on an even greater scale across the realms. That would have been the course of events, if fate had not intervened. Unfortunately for them, Yuziu had chosen this very planet as a rest stop, but instead of peace, he was ambushed, an act that thoroughly enraged him, and so, in a fit of irritation, he casually wiped out the creatures known as the Blood Demon Clan. While dealing with these insufferable beings, Yuziu couldn't help but muse to himself. The moment I stepped foot on this planet, I was immediately attacked by these deranged creatures. This is clearly not the lifeless world I assumed it to be. As he continued slaying the monsters, Yuziu sensed something abnormal. Beside him, a mass of red-dyed slime was gradually condensing into a defined shape. The strange sight made him uneasy, but what truly shocked him was when the blob began to morph into a humanoid figure. Before he could even recover from the surprise, Yuziu noticed more and more blood demon behemoths emerging from the ground, one after another, forming a vast army filled with overwhelming pressure, all advancing toward him. They let out earth-shaking roars, as if trying to assert dominance before charging at him in a frenzy. Witnessing the spectacle, Yuziu only frowned and sighed, so troublesome. Can I have a peaceful break for once? He had only wanted to rest for a while on this planet, yet was disturbed like this. Without saying another word, his figure flashed and dove straight into the approaching horde of monsters. In an instant, the battlefield erupted with radiant flashes trailing behind his afterimages. Explosions echoed through space as Yuziu unleashed tremendous power, slaughtering wave after wave of the blood demon behemoths without pause. Suddenly, a sharp sword radiating destructive power flew at him like a bolt of lightning, but thanks to the keen instincts of a rank 6 transcendent, Yuziu swiftly manipulated the roots beneath his feet to wrap tightly around the sword midair, halting its momentum. A flicker of suspicion crossed Yuziu's mind. A sword? Could there be a high-level being on this planet? Only intelligent lifeforms would know how to wield a weapon like that. As the thought crossed his mind, a figure burst out from the dusty haze. Yuziu's eyes gleamed. It was a humanoid creature. Indeed, it was a woman. Her entire body was blood-red, her form wrapped in simple white cloth like a mummy, covered further by a black cloak. Her crimson eyes were cold, and on her forehead gleamed a crescent moon sigil. At that moment, she raised her hand, clenched it into a fist, and roared, "Let my blood stain your body." Immediately, the sword entangled by the roots trembled violently, as if possessing a will of its own, struggling desperately to break free. Shing! In the blink of an eye, the blade sliced through the steel-hard roots and shot into the air once more. Yuziu was stunned. What? My roots were cut? His eyes lit up with surprise. Unfazed by his shock, the red-skinned woman controlled the flying sword again and shouted, "Go!" The blade instantly turned into a golden streak of light, tearing through the air like a meteor aimed straight at Yuziu's head. But who was Yuziu? With a mere flick of his finger, he intercepted the blade, breaking its momentum mid-flight. Seeing this, the woman's crimson eyes widened in horror as cold sweat broke across her face. She hadn't expected her killing move to be countered so easily. Not missing the chance, Yuziu immediately launched a counterattack, with a wave of his hand. Dozens of massive roots as thick as pillars twisted together into a giant spiral and crashed down toward her. Boom! A towering column of smoke erupted, blanketing the sky in a white haze. When the smoke cleared, the red-skinned woman was bound tightly by the roots, pinned to the ground, completely immobilized. A mouthful of bright red blood spewed from her lips. Her sword, no longer under control, dropped and stabbed into the earth nearby. Yuziu extended a root to retrieve the sword and picked it up for inspection. Immediately, His system interface lit up, displaying the weapon's full information. Grade 7. Demonic Sword, Blood Slaughter Sword, a supreme weapon forged from the blood and bones of 1,000,000 lives, imbued with 10,000 drops of pure essence blood. Its brutal power is unrivaled. Abilities: Blood Feast, absorbs the essence blood of others to enhance its own strength. Blood Lead, causes wounds to bleed in reverse, greatly weakening the opponent. Blood Curse, inflicts cursed wounds that become increasingly painful over time. Blood Burst, burns blood essence to temporarily gain an explosive boost in power. Divine Ability: Blood Slaughter, transforms into a streak of blood, silently taking the enemy's life without warning. Holding the exquisitely sharp sword in his hand, Yuziu couldn't help but marvel. A grade 7 demonic sword? With a weapon of this caliber, no wonder she dared attack me. He nodded slightly. It seems this planet has some extraordinary blacksmithing capabilities. I've definitely come to the right place. With that, he stored the divine weapon into his storage space, then slowly descended to the ground. Approaching the dying woman, exuding the pressure of a rank 6 transcendent, he asked in a deep voice, "Why did you attack me?" Wounded all over, the red-skinned woman gritted her teeth and coughed. KH. Any outsider who trespasses into the Blood Demon Star must die. Yuziu responded calmly. Seems like this race is extremely xenophobic. Hovering midair, he silently spread his divine sense across the surroundings. Almost instantly, he detected countless weak life signals gathered not far from where he stood. With a root, he wrapped up the woman like luggage, then shot toward the source of the energy signatures. Seeing the direction he was headed, the red-skinned woman's eyes began to tremble, an unspeakable sense of dread rising from within. No, could he be heading there? The thought alone was too terrifying to finish. Before long, the two arrived above a vast, sunken crater. The area around it was desolate, devoid of any signs of life, yet Yuziu narrowed his eyes and nodded with certainty. This is the place. With a swift motion, he waved his hand. A blade of blue light tore through the air, slashing at the void before him. Boom! The space shattered like glass, and behind that broken space, a thriving city emerged in full view. Upon seeing this, the red-skinned woman's eyes went wide, her face drained of color. She was speechless. The unease she had felt this whole time had now turned into a chilling certainty. The one who had defeated her wasn't just powerful, but could even see through and shatter a powerful space seal. At this moment, Yuziu turned his head slightly and said coolly, "I'll give you a chance to live, lead your entire clan to submit to me, or, for daring to strike at me, your entire race will be erased." The woman's expression twisted with fury. "You!" Before she could even finish, the sky above the city began to crack, space splintering apart piece by piece. From within the rift, Yuziu's massive roots emerged, burrowing deep into the ground beneath the city. In an instant, the entire city was lifted out of the earth, like pulling a giant carrot from the soil. Witnessing this unimaginable scene, the red-skinned woman let out a scream. The city! It's been uprooted! The vast metropolis now floated in the sky, like a mere toy resting in Yuziu's palm. Overwhelmed by the sight, the woman's voice trembled uncontrollably. Who are you?" But before she could finish asking, Yuziu replied flatly, "I only hope you make the right choice."